Can you hear me now? Put your phone over here. Put your phone in my hand. Is that better? Can you guys hear? Yay, Cynthia, thank you. And I'm hoping my second camera's showing up now. You should have one camera on me and one with like my workspace. Fantastic. So I'm dying to know like what projects you guys have tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate the feedback. It's my first time, so technical difficulties. I'm so sorry. Let me just trying to set up a phone. My mom is here and my mom's best friend, my auntie, they are here to help me with all the technical stuff so that I can craft and do card projects at the same time. And yeah, we have never done this before. So you guys are helping me learn. Okay, so Cynthia, you've got a birthday card for the hubby. That sounds like fun. Which stamp set do you want to use? I know you have a fantastic collection from CTMH, but what, like, I think I usually do birthday cards for my brother. I've always got fishing, and for my dad, it's always like classic cars. And how about you, Dawn? Do you have a project tonight? I've just got a couple of things that I want to, like I've got some stamps I need to season because they're new. And there's one or two I kind of want to color because I want to do liquid glass. Did you see the stamp of the month? This month it has the little galoshes, and I think they would be so much fun to stamp and then color, but then put liquid glass over it so it's kind of shiny. Ooh, travel card. I'm jealous. I was planning a trip today. My goddaughter is getting married April 1st of all days, and I have to go back to New England. I haven't been for quite a while, and I kind of got mixed feelings about New England, but super excited to see my goddaughter and family. Yeah, Dawn, exactly like rain. It's going to be super cool, but liquid glass takes forever to dry. So I've got to like save that for last and let it dry overnight tonight. Oh, more birthday cards. That's cool. Okay, well, I've got a couple of things. I don't know if you guys have seen. I know you guys both get the newsletter, so you know my latest obsession. I don't know what it is about these papers, but this whole set with Now and Forever, is that packaging going to make a glare? I don't know what it was about these patterns, but when I saw these with the scarlet ink, I just really went nuts. Like I had to have it. And then I saw the stamp set, the e-chocolate. Hang on, I've got it right here. E-chocolate, right? Like at first I was like, it doesn't really go. And then I stamped the e-chocolate with scarlet ink on ballerina cardstock. And it looks like chocolate, you guys. I mean, it's nuts. It was so totally my jam. So once I got started, I couldn't stop. Like that's why you guys got all those newsletters with the same supplies, because like all I wanted to craft was these crazy pieces of chocolate. Also, my mom gave me one of my all-time favorite things. I only get these at Christmas. They're the Queen Anne chocolate cordials with the chocolate covered cherry. Exactly, Cynthia. You knew. They're addictive. Oh my gosh, they're so rich. They're messy, sticky. Oh, I think I had 3 boxes of them because I bought myself a box at the holidays, but then my mom gave me a box or 2, and I'm hoarding them for Valentine's Day. But yeah, this particular image, like you've seen me use it a lot. Uh-oh. My camera just dropped out again. I'm so sorry, you guys. Let me see what I can do. I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that without making you guys drunk, because like I'm going to have to spin a bunch of stuff around. So maybe we will skip it for a minute. But But yeah, those chocolate covered cherries are the bomb. The bomb. Oh, I'm so bummed that the camera dropped out. I have a big stand here to hold my iPhone, so it's up over my stamping area, and I'm trying StreamYard for the first time. So I'm going to try really quick to see if I can get this. Thanks, Cynthia. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can. It's like up over my head, you guys. It's so weird. The things we do, right, to try to spare our hobby. Sure, that looks really attractive, like my neck and everything here. Um, uh, I think it's gonna work. Hang on. The phone thinks it's on. Let's see. All right, well, while I'm doing that, is the cordial red a newer color? You know, I'd have to look for that because I'm not familiar with that one. Is it in one of the magnetic cases? Like, I don't know if you can see what I've got here. So this one is the magnet, right? Where the ink pad is stored upside down and it's kind of larger than our old case. Because we used to have the cases where everybody broke their fingernails, where it had like the spin top and turned, and oh boy. I'm going to give this one more try. Hang on, sorry. Hey, we might be back in business. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's try again. How's the sound? Is it still echoing now? I think they can hear me because it's not coming up on here. They're saying it still echoes. Okay, let me try one other thing. I'm sorry if we end up with feedback. How are we doing now? Can we, do we have an echo? I'm wondering if I need a microphone. Okay, let's keep trying. So where were we? Oh, cardinal red maybe. The red, I think we used to have one called cardinal red, and that was in the the second case. Let me grab one of those cases and show you what I mean. So before we had the magnetic tops, in order to have the ink upside down so that basically gravity kept the ink at the top of the stamp pad, we had these that have like the little button. And know about you, I used to burn a nail every time. You put your thumb here, and it's got this little catch here. You've got to open it up and spin it to use it. Dawn, is yours in a case like this? Because that could be cardinal red, I think. I think that was one that we had. I think the most recent red to come out was Scarlet, and it came out last holiday season. And they paired it with avocado, which sounded like crazy Christmas colors, right? But yeah, that's the one. Cool. I still have probably 100 of these. I've been like upgrading to this one because it's magnetic, so it opens super easy, and it's accomplishing the same thing, keeping that ink at the top. So believe it or not, this black one I've had about 3 years, and it's the color I use the most. But I've never had to re-ink it, and I'm sure you can tell it's super juicy. It's also got a much larger stamping space than this original. But I did keep some. A lot of the colors have been discontinued, and some of them I just use a lot. So, you know, you can only buy so much at once, right? So I haven't upgraded everything to these, but I do like these a lot. And because they're magnetic, they stack really easily. These, they had the little feet to stack, but I kind of like the magnet. The papers were the Now and Forever collection. So there's a series of pattern papers. There are different ways to get this collection. You can buy it individual pieces or bundles that have price breaks. So I got a bundle because I wanted several different things, but you can get it with or without the sticker sheet. I'm trying to take it out because I know there's a glare. There's all kinds of embellishments in this set. This was one of the patterns that I absolutely loved. Let's see. Zip strip. We've got a little scrap. And then this lace pattern. Oh, these out. So it was the lace that has double side with the hearts on the scarlet. That zip strip I used a ton. This floral, the card just, it was really just this floral. And then it's on the back. There's, I absolutely went nuts. So I use it. I love this. One day, you guys, but this one has perfumery, eau de cologne. These were so pretty to me. Hotel Rio Grande. Yes, please. So yeah, these were the patterns. And then there is a matching cardstock set. Let me get these patterns out of the way for a second. So you get like Desert Rose, you get Scarlet, you get Ballerina Pink. I think there's some white in here. And I think this one is Glacier. I have to double check it for you, but there is kind of a like a mint, like almost an ice green note in that pattern. So you can kind of see it as the leaves in both of those. So there is some of that cardstock in this pack as well. But these, for some reason, like as soon as I saw it, not really like a hearts and flowers kind of girl, I don't think, but I saw it with these stamps and I just knew I had to put chocolates on it. And then when I stamped my sentiment, I used the scarlet ink on the cardstock. And I just went nuts because it really looked like milk chocolate to me. So that's what I've been playing with, gosh, since the first of the year. Like this was, for some reason, Close to My Heart's done some chocolate sets before, and I absolutely love the way they do chocolate. So, oh, I forgot to tell you, I have something. I have a present for you guys. Especially, I know you are podcast. So, caveat: I'm not a graphic designer. um, so, in one of my most recent episodes, I did a kind of best of January where I talked about what I'm living for in January, the kind of wintering things that I was enjoying, like some of my scented candles, my cozy blanket. I made up a little wanted, inspired by it, or maybe make up one of your own for your book of me. Maybe put it in your Smash book. So my mom is with me, and I've asked her to post a link in the comments. It is a PDF download from my website, absolutely free. A little something to say thanks for being here tonight, and especially thank you for listening to the podcast and giving feedback on it. I can't tell you, it makes my day when I hear. And you mentioned an episode or ask a question about an episode. It's just really, it's awesome. So I know. For somebody who's super introverted to hear that what they said, had an impact on somebody that that you want to craft with me. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so moving on, a couple of other stamps I want to show you, and there's some next. So here is stamp of the month. Sorry, Don is asking what would you call the color of the papers. I did that one. Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is stamp of the month. It's called Springtime Borders. This one has the galoshes. Oh, that glare is even worse than the last one, isn't it? But yeah, I've got this little row of galoshes that I'm going to stamp and color. I've got some umbrellas that would fit with that too. I really want to do the liquid glass on these. I I have one other thing that I was umbrellas. It was for so I on these. So I stamps. So, and you have these in stamps. Recommend with these. I like to season on my skin. So I will take a brand new stamp and take it off the carrier sheet, just like so. And then I will literally roll up my sleeve and press it very lightly right against me. I know it seems super strange. Um, you can also use a very pale ink, maybe something like shortbread or even paler than that, almond, and just kind of stamp it off a few times and not clean it before you start your first project. But I usually get a lot of success with this, just, a few times against your skin, and then it's ready to go. Does that help with the sound? Or did we get an echo again? Hi, Joanne. So excited you're here. I know there's a delay. Is it echoing again? Let me try one other thing. Can you hear me now? Oh, good. Okay. I'm worried about the echo, but I'm going to keep trying because I had the settings working with this earlier, and yeah, exactly. Technology is a pain. So, Joanne, it's funny you're here because I was just saying that my scrappy friend who shares this space with me loves stamping, and her second greatest love is organizing. Because you keep all my stuff organized for me. Dawn was talking about inventory, and I was inspired to rat you out. So I was asking earlier if anyone else uses a stamp positioning tool. Mine is the Tim Holtz Tonic Studios. It's a little bit different from the Misty, and I've kind of customized mine, which I'm hoping you can see because there's a little bit of a glare from the ring light. But in order to use it, this piece is fully removable. There's a side for clear stamps, and then there's a deeper, like it's hard to see the lip here, but for rubber stamps. So instead of taking out a base piece, you select which side of the top to mount your stamp on. So I usually am using a clear stamp, and I'm just going to slide it in that. I do find that most of the close to my heart stamps require some cushion. So I've taken one of the little mats from the packaging. Like each one of our sets comes with this little bit of a mat. And I've taken some repositionable purple tape, and I've got that as a base for most of my stamping. And then this one is magnetic. I do sometimes have issues where the magnet's too close to the stamp. So I like to try to stamp first and then die cut. so that I have like a bigger margin to put in the magnets. It came with these two small magnets, which I just stuck together. But I was able to purchase these larger flat magnets, and I really like those. They're very helpful. Sometimes I also add a little bit of extra purple tape, especially if I'm working with something that's die cut and I have a small margin. So anybody else using a stamp positioning tool? The Misty, there's another one. Which one is that? Oh, the Stamparatus. Yeah, I really liked the Tim Holtz, but the Misty's cool. It's just that for your price point, I think this is just as good. And the Misty has lots of different sizes, so they're not all quite comparable to this, because I think some of them are 6x6 or 4x6. To me, that just wasn't big enough. But I use this all the time. Since this is the second stamp positioning tool that I bought, I do have one that's smaller that works exactly the way the Misty works. But this is super easy, because what I'll do is take my project. I've got some white cardstock. Let's use that. I've got a stand right behind my Misty where I've got my camera. So if you're seeing something weird, that's what it is. So I'm just going to lift up some magnets, get this paper on here. The trick really is to get enough magnets, but far enough away from where you want to stamp so that it doesn't lift. There are lots of sizes of Misty, but there's only one size of the Tim Holtz stamping tool that I'm aware of. Yeah, Joanne, exactly. There were certain stamps I just wouldn't even try before a platform tool. So because this edge up here is in a corner, even if this paper lifted up, there's a pretty good chance I could get it back exactly where I started, which means that I can lower this lid to stamp, decide it's not dark enough, decide there's an area that's not enough ink, and just keep going. So I'll show you how I do it. I'm going to take the lid off for just a second. I'm going to grab one of the chocolate stamps. Just take that off the carrier sheet. And I would literally place it on my project exactly where I want it. Or since I'm going to die cut most of my chocolates, I can put it pretty much anywhere. I can do multiples. I'm actually placing it as if I were stamping it. So it should, as you look through it, it should be exactly what you want it to be. You're going to put the top back on and close the door, press on the stamp, and it's going to pick it up. Hoping you can see that on the camera. I'm going to slide a little bit, because my next step would be to apply some ink. And then close the door. There it is. There were a lot of stamps that I couldn't get a crisp image with before, and having the ability to go over it multiple times has really changed what I try with stamping, what my comfort level is. This crazy little stamp chamois, Joanne is good to me. She washes this for me. This is how I clean my stamps now. So I'm just going to kind of press it in there. That's it. We'll call it well seasoned. I'm going to put that back on the carrier sheet because I don't want to lose it. Joanne, what's your next craft project? Did you finish your Valentine? Yeah, Cynthia, I completely understand. Before my stamp positioning tool, sometimes I just gave up because I wasn't getting a crisp image. And then if I tried to stamp again, even with a clear block, I couldn't always line it up. Or sometimes I would get things that were like a larger filled in shape and the ink wouldn't be even. I think a lot of that is the conditioning when you first get it, but still with a stamp platform, it just takes the whole issue out. I had another set I really wanted to show you. This is the set I chose for Easter. And if you've been following me for a while, you probably already know I'm obsessed with bunny rabbits. It started when I was in high school. My mom's mom, my grandmother, had come to live with us, and I made her an Easter basket. And I bought like the most elaborate, ridiculously expensive bunny you've ever seen. I absolutely still love it. My mom has it, and I love looking at this rabbit. So what I found out later, though, was that my grandmother had never had an Easter basket. So like this bunny just is a special family heirloom at this point. And yeah, somehow I started seeing all these cute rabbit stamps, and now I collect rabbit stamps. So this one I liked because she has a flower crown. Like we do a lot of cutesy Easter animals, like a lot of chicks. But this bunny with the flower crown sold the stamp set to me. Also, we've got the little lamb here. And my godchildren, their family last name is Lamb. So I also tend to gravitate towards the little lambs. My great godson. Yeah, so my godson's baby turned a year old last week. So I'm kind of thinking I might mask off this little basket and try to make a birthday card with this lamb. I mean, he's a year. He's not going to be picky, right? And then this one too, he's really cute with the little bird. So we might have to do something there. Yeah, little lammies. Guys, this is so cool. I just want to say again, thank you so much for being here. What do you say we stamp off something? Should we try a lamb? What is this lamb doing? Like the way he's sitting, he kind of looks a little silly. Let's give him a shot. So I've never used him before. I have used the bunny. John, in the sketch club, you are going to be seeing that bunny pretty soon, I think, unless you've already seen him. You got your engagement ring in an Easter basket. That is so freaking cool. Like, that is a very unique proposal. Oh, John, the mouse collection? Joanne collects House of Mouse. Yep. You guys need to compare notes. Stamp off some goodness and share. All right, so it's a new stamp, so I'm just seasoning it a little bit. And I'm going to grab my platform tool again. And let's get some cardstock. Just going to line it up to the corner. Just in case if it lifts up, I can reposition it pretty easily. And I'm just going to put my lamb anywhere because I'm going to die cut him. But I could do 5 or 6 things at a time if I wanted to. Joanne, just a few. You crack me up. Just a few. It's like me and my rabbits. Just a couple. Just just what I need. Okay. Let's ink him up. See how he comes out. Give him a press. Yeah, it's cute, but it needs to be darker, right? This is the beauty of this stamp platform. Come up. Go again. Oh yeah, much better. So I normally color before I die cut. Do you guys do that too? You have a preference order? I'm always surprised when people say they die cut and then stamp. I can't do it. It's like trying to chew gum and, I don't know, rub your belly and jump up and down at the same time. It just doesn't compute. You color first, Cynthia? If it just makes a difference to have more paper to grab a hold of things, right? I'll tell you guys a funny story before I color this. These things are a little bit sticky. So like, you know, it's going to hold on. I have super long hair. Cannot tell you how many times I've like leaned over my scrap space and picked up like a piece of purple reposition tape or something sticky like this. I once found one of those little bitty sparkles in my hair. So yeah, my hair is waist length. You can't really tell on here, but it's crazy long. And when I lean over the table, it's bad. If something's missing, the first place to look is my hair or like my sleeve. Yeah. Does that happen to anybody else or is it just me? Yeah, I've seen some people with like the different electronic die cutting machines, and they do everything first. And then if the die cutting machine messes up, like all of your stamping and all of your coloring is toast. It kind of scares me. But on the other hand, the scan and cut sounds so cool because, yeah, like you never have to buy thin cuts or die cuts again. One big investment, but if you buy die cuts like I buy die cuts, it might actually be cheaper. So I've got with me tonight the Shinhan markers, the tri-blend. I actually resisted these when they first came out. I don't know if you guys have tried them, but I was a huge Copics girl. I'll be honest, I'm still a massive Copics fan. But if I'm going to a crop, I do not want to bring 300 markers. These, I like coloring with these. It's easy to get into tight spaces, and you've got basically 3 shades in one barrel. So I've never actually run out of ink in one of these. I've had my set, gosh, at least 3 years, maybe 4. They're super versatile. They're just easy. I don't know what it is, but certain colors can be really difficult. Black. If you use a black Copic, you just obliterate everything. There's no detail left. But there's some really nice grays. There's like a brown gray or gray brown, and there's ice gray in this set. And they work really well, especially if you're looking at something that would be white. They just doing like kind of a hint of an outline with one of the gray kind of gives it some dimension instead of it looking like you didn't do anything on white paper. So like I could give this guy little pink cheeks. I've got a pale pink blend. There's an antique pink too that's a little bit more muted. I am really bad about when I know I'm going to die cut something, like making little color swatches right beside it to decide, okay, that's too bright, That's too pale. What do we got? I actually think I like the lightest shade for these little cheeks. Oh, Cynthia used the tri-blend too. Oh, your aunt has a scan and cut. Am I going to be jealous? And yeah, the Cricut. Joy and I both have Cricuts. The thing is that I don't want to use my computer after a day at the office when I sat in front of a computer. I love the idea of Cricut. I absolutely love the stamp sets that match it with the cartridges we used to have and then the downloads. But I don't use it as much as I should because I have this resistance, or I just want to craft. I just want something manual. And a die cut, honestly, is so fast. I think I just picked the wrong one. Just put the wrong ink down, y'all. I've got this cute little bird at the top. I think we have to go with the yellow. Oh, Cynthia, I wish you were closer. We're on the opposite sides of Florida. And Dawn, I remember you said you're someplace freezing cold. You need to come to Florida and warm up. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to like the little chick kind of sitting in his head, like his hair. But it's kind of cute. And I'm going to give him a bright orange beak to make it kind of stand out. Oh, Minnesota. My uncle lives in, I think it's called Becker, not far from the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. He has a big farm. And I'll tell you a really funny story. When I was a kid, we took a road trip to Minnesota, and my brother and I were really looking forward to cold weather. We just don't get any snow or anything really all that moderate here. We took a heat wave with us. It was so bad we had to go and buy clothes on the trip because we were prepared for much colder weather. And I think it was like 90 degrees outside. Also, my uncle is a real prankster. So he's a big outdoors guy. And one of the things he did was he took us out on a lake. So we're in this boat, and I'm talking about there's lily pads everywhere, and they're blooming. And they're so pretty, right? They're like a bright pink. And so he pulls the boat up alongside one, and he's like, yeah, lean over and sniff it. Smell the roses, right? Have you ever sniffed a lily from a lily pad? Because it's foul. It's so gross. It's like sulfur or something. It's just terrifyingly bad. And yeah, my uncle's a prankster. Oh, Dawn, the weather report. Wind chill -15. I would cry. And my tears would probably freeze on my cheeks. So it's been very warm here. Unseasonably warm, like 80. But then it fluctuates very quickly. So today it rained and it was cold. This weekend I'm hoping it stays cool because I'm going to Blue Spring to see the manatees. It was on my 23 and 23 list, and it's something I like to do every year. So that's tomorrow, and I'm hoping that the manatees will be seeking warm water in the spring so I can see them. If it's warm in the river, you don't really see them, but I think the high for tomorrow is 70. I know, Dawn, you're gritting your teeth at me, aren't you? Come to Florida. We'll scrapbook. Make cards. We'll stamp everything. Cynthia, you haven't done the manatees? You got to try it. The state parks usually keep a manatee count, and some of them, like Blue Spring, have manatee cameras. They're so much fun. So last weekend they reported at Blue Spring record numbers. Over 600 manatees were sighted on Sunday. But yesterday when it was 80 degrees, there were only 2. So fingers crossed for tomorrow, please. But yeah, Cynthia, absolutely. Check out some of the state park websites and see. By the time it gets warm, like March, as soon as river temperatures go up, then yeah, they're hard to see. We see a lot of dolphins where I am. In fact, Joanne and I were doing a river walk maybe November or December. And so the St. John's River cuts my city in 2. It runs right through the middle. There's 7 big bridges here. And we were out walking near the bridge. There's a nice river walk. And we were watching manatees, or not manatees, dolphins. The cruise that my brother gave me for my birthday, we saw both manatees and dolphins. That was at Amelia Island. The manatee had a tracker, so he's definitely been like rehabilitated. So like SeaWorld and Epcot Center will take in injured manatees, but they put a little tracking device on them when they release them back into the wild. So that was really cool. But manatees right now, there's a really sad thing about manatees. They used to be under endangered species protection, and that was removed, I believe, in the last 8 years. And they really need that protection because people aren't supposed to touch them. They're very slow moving. They can't get out of the way of a boat, different things like that. But also, they need more food. They need better habitats. So take a look if you have a chance at the state parks with the manatee cams. It's a great time to see the cubs. And if you have an interest, there's a Save the Manatees organization where you can hear a lot more about getting them their endangered status restored. Yeah, Cynthia, Navy stuff. That's how I know my godchildren is when I was a Navy wife many, many eons ago. And living in Connecticut, I went to a halfway day during a deployment and met my friend Candace, who's still one of my best friends. And now I am godmother to her children. And her husband Jeff and I do like vacations to Disney together and really cool stuff. And I'll make you feel better, Dawn. She lives in Wisconsin. So she's also facing the ice and snow like you are. And I torture her routinely with, you should be in Florida. I want to show you guys the card I made for Katie's wedding shower. Hang on just a second. I think it's right behind you. I got one of my helpers fetching it for me. It's awesome. Okay, I got to warn you first. It's not close to my heart. So technically, I probably am not supposed to show it. But this is Friday Night Fun, right? So I went with the shower theme. And I was worried this card was going to turn out too plain. So Joanne convinced me that if I tried like a 3D embossing folder, that it would be enough. I gotta say, I was really impressed. I was leery. There's not a lot of color on the umbrella itself, so this dimension really has to carry the card, and it totally does. These are Katie's wedding colors, so I was able to customize the card to match her pale blue and yellow, and I just love this card. Also, it's super quick. It's a die cut, a sentiment stamp, and then yeah, that embossing folder really made the card. Is that better? Would help if I stopped moving it, right? So the surprising thing about this card really is how easy it is to make. And I'm thinking I might use embossing folders in an upcoming sketch club. Dawn, do you have some embossing folders that you like? Yeah, Joanne, you got me hooked. Oh, Dawn, I'm so excited to hear that. But when I think about sketch club, I always think, will Dawn like it? When you showed me the project you made from that sketch, I was so excited. Right, I kind of want to try just like a little bit of gray around the edges, maybe his ears. I don't know. I want to give the impression that he's been not really colored, but that he's not plain, right? That I didn't just skip him. What do you think? I'm taking suggestions. Too much? Not enough. I know, like, somebody who's like a Copics genius would be like, oh, you have to find the light source. That never works for me. That's like asking me to do advanced trigonometry or something. My brain doesn't work that way. The light is right there. So I'm debating about coloring his little face. Or maybe I should leave his face white and color his fleece. Votes. What would you do? Should I color in? I mean, I've very rarely seen a lamb or a sheep, and I've certainly never seen one that was actually white. But I also don't want him to look dirty. Happy first birthday. Here's a dirty lammy. First vote. Oh, Dawn, yes, please. If you can post a photo, that would be amazing. Was it a birthday card? Yep, Cynthia, I think you're right. Just some shading. Maybe his ears. Probably that's enough, huh? Can't decide. His little legs. Ooh, a journal page. I love journaling. That's one of my favorite things. Like with my Smash book, I write things out a lot, and then I love to go back and add like stickers. So I never got over the thing where like 7th grade you started collecting stickers. I know they kind of fell out of fashion in scrapbooking, especially, but I love me some stickers, and I get a lot of memorabilia or like souvenirs that are stickers. Like a friend of mine has a band, a big band actually, like they play jazz and standards, and the band has stickers. So when I go to a band event, I want to put in stickers. Candace Lamb, you have perfect timing. Look at what I'm coloring. It is a lammy. I was just talking about baby Jeffrey's first birthday, and I was showing the card for our Katie. Let me get it closer. So y'all, Candace got a preview because she had to tell me the colors. I'm so excited you're here. We were talking about weather earlier, and Dawn was by far taking the award for coldest location, but Candace, you can probably rival her. How cold is it? I feel like I have to color in his little legs. It may be too much, in which case we start again. Yeah, I think that works. 4 degrees feels like -9. I don't know. Our Minnesota lady, I think, said wind chill -15. Yeah, you girls need to come to Florida and warm up. I can't wait for you to come back to Florida, Candace. Disney days are here again. In fact, I have a Disney trip planned next Saturday for Festival of the Arts at Epcot. Just in case. Just in case you want to start making plans now, I can scope out anything you need at the park. Yeah, you're right. Either way, it's too cold. Cynthia, we're like you, 51 degrees. I think we're almost exactly the same here in Jacksonville. How's Charlotte, Joanne? Oh, I'm getting so excited about the wedding, Candace. I was telling my mom and my auntie how I was looking at flights. Fingers crossed. I want to find a good deal. Joanne, how's the Valentine coming? So I think I'm going to die cut this little guy. And am I the only one? I've kind of outgrown the purple repositionable tape. I've gone for the expensive stuff. Hang on, I'm going to grab it. So for years, I was in love with this little purple tape. It lifts off really easily, kind of like painter's tape. And I used it to line up my dies and then run them to the machine. And then somebody turned me onto the Spellbinders. It's more expensive, but I think it's better. I really do. I love this one. Yeah, Joanne, third day of close in our office was rough too. Ooh, Candace, the bridal shower. I need to talk to you about the Pampered Chef link. Don't let me forget. Oh yeah, washi tape sounds like a good idea. I haven't tried that, but it makes perfect sense. I was going to tell you guys while we're all together, if you're using the Fiskars trimmer, let me grab mine. So I have this one. There are smaller ones that I think are pretty popular. I think they are like maybe like a 4-inch or 3-inch. But if you use the type that takes these blades, these are actually becoming really hard to get. There's been a lot online about not being able to order them. So Joanne and I found some I think we bought all of them that they had at our local Joann Fabric. But yeah, if you see these, I think they've gone up in price maybe 2 or 3 times what they used to be. And I understand that the rail trimmer, that these are even harder to find and even more expensive. So you want to be sure to have a backup blade. If your blade needs changing, it's going to start to make like a ragged edge. Hang on, I can probably show you. Well, I'm not sure the camera's going to pick it up. But the edge on this paper is not smooth at all. Like I could actually clean it up with my fingernail, a sand eraser. So that's telling me it's time. That might be easier to see. That's telling me it's time. The blade is kind of chewing up the paper instead of slicing it clean. Does that help? There's kind of a ragged edge there. Ooh, Cynthia, that's odd. The quality of the blade wasn't as good. This is a single track, Dawn. Maybe you can. It's still got the protective cover, so I don't slice my hand open because I'm a klutz. I'm trying to do 2 things at once, and I'm likely to bleed all over my stamping. Ooh, Joanne, great tip. So Joanne got me started organizing my die cuts on magnetic strips. You can even get the ones at Lowe's that are vent covers and cut them down. And yeah, if you have old blades, that's the best way to cut the magnetic sheet. Candy, are you working on a project or are you just here to make my night and chit chat? I did hear that Amazon had some of these blades in stock. Close to my cart got them in stock about a week ago, and I understood they sold out in less than 2 hours. Candy, you're so cool. I really appreciate it. You guys, Candace and I go back to like mid 1990s. She can say she knew me when. In fact, I was talking about Katie's wedding, and my auntie was telling a story about her granddaughter buying a prom dress. And I was telling the story of how I found my wedding dress and how you were with me, Candy, and Emily was just a baby in that dressing room. We go way back. Old friends are the best. Yeah, I've taken to not just referring to my godchildren, but I was talking about baby Jeffrey, and I gave him a new name because he is my godson's son. I am his great godmother. Not quite the fairy godmother, but I've given myself a title. Yeah, Candace, we have some great memories. I still keep that picture of the 2 of us on top of the submarine during the Tiger cruise. That's on my refrigerator. I see it every day. We were so young. We're like 22. My hair looks the same. I was telling them earlier that if I lose something on my scrap table, I have to check my hair and my sleeve. Like here, or worse, because I bend over the table. My hair is all the way down to my waist right now. And I have found many, many things like to stick to it. Yeah, I have a book recommendation for you and Jeff. I gotta send one to you. Cynthia, how's your card coming? Oh, you finished it. I'm not sure if you can post it to the live, but if you want to try to post to the page, when we sign off here, we can all go give you guys some praise and some love for your cards and journal pages. I'm excited to see what everybody made. Hi, Jeff. Miss you. Yeah, I was coloring lambs, and it got me started talking about my favorite lamb family. Well, that's great, Don. I'll check it as soon as I can. I don't want to challenge the tech gods any further than I already have, but I can't wait to see. Guys, we've already been stamping for an hour. Where does the time go? Friday night, you know? It's like, oh, I could scrap forever. Candace, I wanted to show you this stamp. It's really tiny. I hope you're going to be able to see this. Do you remember the first halfway day that we met? I made a banner for the barracks, for the guys who lived on the base. And it said something about no matter how far you roam, there's no place like home. And they'd been on a med cruise, so I put Rome like the city. And I had a friend of mine paint the Colosseum on the banner. We have a mini Colosseum stamp and the new travel stuff. There's an Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, the Opera House at Sydney, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Statue of Liberty, and then this guy. I love it. I hope I don't have this upside down for you guys. I'm sorry. I did some cards with the Eiffel Tower not too long ago. We were talking earlier about me being a crazy Francophile. Joanne shares that one with me. Because we were looking at the Now and Forever paper. Has a French themed, like a label. What's that from? Cynthia, are you talking about the stamp, the Colosseum? It's an M stamp. So it's available by itself, but there's a series with the new travel stuff. So there's, I think, 5 or 6 M stamps of these landmarks. Yeah, Candace, in that paper, let me grab it because there were some that were perfume ads. Oh boy. I'm just throwing stuff everywhere. I'm such a slob. Joanne's not here to keep me in line. So yeah, there's this one, the Eau de Cologne, the Eau de Lavande over here. I really want to do some perfume stuff. And yeah, some French themed things. Oh, I was telling Candace the other day, you guys, that a lady at my office raises chickens. Candace is my expert for all things chickens and eggs. And like, she's got me to the point where I'm seriously thinking I want a coop in my backyard. But I'm going to start with purchasing from my friend at work. And she has these brown eggs that she calls chocolate eggs. And she swears they are ideal for breads and pastries, also pasta, because she says the yolk is like a richer flavor. So I get my first dozen next week, and I'm making brioche. So I get like my whole French kick and my baking kick and chickens all in 1 week. Ooh, Joanne, perfume night. Get some chickens, you bet. How would I choose, though? I didn't realize chickens could be so pretty. And then I saw the pictures of the silkies, and I was just like, I want to pet that. Ooh, duck eggs. I'd never heard that. That is a great tip. No chicken coop in the scrappy space, y'all. My scrappy buddy laid down the law. Ooh, fresh pasta. Yeah, I want to give it a shot. I've been doing some little dinner parties, and usually I do French recipes, but I love pasta. And it'd probably be easier than most of the stuff I try to do. I don't cook that often, so if I do, it is a production. Not on the balcony either. Joanne, you drive a tough bargain. I'll have to do it in my backyard. I wonder if the train would bother them. High in fat content compared to chicken. That's awesome. Okay, now I have to find out how to try that. Dawn, what do you make with the duck eggs? Is it pastries? Because now I'm really looking like, what else do I not know about? I want to try some stuff. Although it's probably going to take me, I don't know, 2 weeks to go through the eggs. My brioche only takes 3. So you guys have to tell me what I should make with the rest. Oh, didn't we used to have a really cool, like a chicken wire and chicken stamp set? You guys, now I want to make a thank you card for the lady with the eggs. Cynthia, do you remember that stamp set? I know you go way back with close to my heart, so I'm guessing that if anybody remembers it, it would be you. Except Joanne probably had to sit through me making stuff with it once before. Oh no, Dawn, you're allergic. Oh, Cynthia, you're awesome. Very cool. There are so many things that I hadn't thought about with the eggs. You guys, did you see the comment about the price of eggs? It's gonna give us a bigger scrappy budget. If you guys could see the treasure trove that is our scrappy space, we have no restraints. No restraint. I should not be saying that on film or in front of my mother. But yeah, now I definitely want to make a thank you card. I'm absolutely sure we had something with like a background stamp that was like I guess chicken wire is what you call it. It was almost like a honeycomb pattern. And then we had like a beautiful chicken, like a hen. Oh, the price of feed is high, yeah. Yeah, Candace, what type of chickens are you going to get? Ooh, Joanne, French country. That is so me. That's like combining half my favorite things right there. Cynthia, you are awesome. You found the stamp. That is so cool. Now I just have to find it in my stash. Joanne knows, like this is a serious quest. But yeah, if I find that, it won't be tonight, but soon I'll post a pic for you girls. My chicken guard. Australorps. Is that how you say it? Like, I had no idea there were so many varieties of chicken until you asked me the other day about the eggs, and I was like looking at pictures and silkies. I'm not kidding. I really want to pet a silkie, but I'm not sure. Like I know a rooster is mean. Like I know that if they dig those claws into you, you are going to be miserable. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of half afraid. But Candace, do you remember as a young Navy wife, I was slightly obsessed with Martha Stewart. And Martha raises her own chickens. I think they're called Arcuna or Aracuna. They're the chickens that lay the blue eggs. And I just thought that was amazing. Look at that. Cynthia found it's a rooster, not a chicken or a hen. The rooster stamp, country rooster. I know I have them. I'm making this lady the best thank you card. She's going to be blown away. That, and I'm probably going to try to trade lemons. I still have like 200 lemons that need to come off my tree. It's embarrassing. Like when it rains and it storms really hard, the water and the weight and then the wind, like I get windfall lemons, and you hear like this thunk when they hit the pavement. Or like I'm driving home and the lemons have fallen, and like I drive over them and you can like smell it instantly in the car. It's silly. You had a sweet rooster? Okay, maybe I'm all wrong about what I heard. Maybe I mixed this up because Nugget sounds really sweet and protective. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, John, thanks so much for coming to scrap with us tonight. I can't wait to see the picture of your project. And I hope you feel better. The Tooth Fairy brings good dreams, good stuff, warmth. I really appreciate you being here. Love you too, Don. I'm so glad you're here. Really appreciate you being in the crafty circle of friends. Oh, you train them. You train chickens. That I had no idea. I really didn't. Like my mom is over here laughing her butt off at me. She really is. So my mom grew up on a farm. So like she's looking at me like, pets. And yeah. Like the idea that someone would be scared of a chicken is probably, she's gonna get some mileage out of that one. She is. She's doing this to keep from being picked up on the mic because she's having some fun at my expense. It's okay though because I put her to work. She's helping me with all my tech. They're pets. That's so cool. Yeah, because I really just thought about the eggs, but then I saw the silkie and somebody was holding it like a pet, obviously. And that's true. The lady at work mentioned to me, I think she has a dozen birds, but several different varieties. And she calls them her girls. She said she can tell, like, even if the hen is the same variety, which laid which egg. And that, yeah, she definitely considers them her pets. I don't know if I'm quite ready to take the plunge because I want to travel a lot. But we'll see. Travel is pricey. So it may wait a little while. I keep saying the same thing about getting another dog. I see these little Pekingese. I work with a lot of Pekingese rescues online, follow their stuff, whatever. And they, like, if they're anywhere near me, I'm always like, oh, maybe that's the one. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to travel. Like, that's so mean. Yeah, Cynthia, it's the same thing for me. It's like, it seems really cool, but I'm not home a lot. Yeah. right now travel is my priority. And my big upcoming trip is to Katie's wedding. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna get to meet my godson's wife. I have not met yet, and my great godson. I keep tripping over my new term. Okay, so it sounds like the first 6 months with the chickens is kind of intense. Do you get them like as eggs, like you're gonna hatch them, or you like? I probably sound really stupid right now. I don't even want to look at my mom right now. I just know. Great godmother. I'm coining the term. It's like fairy godmother, but with red hair. And no magic wand. Oh no. My mom's going to post something, y'all.
No.
Oh no, I embarrassed her. She's like, forget it. It was going to be about chickens. I know it was. I'm going to hear about it later. I'll tell you all on the podcast. Oh, 2 to 4 day old chicks. They must be so tiny. Little fluff balls. Oh, my mom's showing me like that they fit like in the palm of your hand. Oh, you know what? Wait, I got chicks in my stamp set, right? The little Easter chicks. If I hadn't been throwing stuff and piling it anywhere. Oh yeah, look at these cute chicks. Look at this one. Yeah, maybe for now I'll just figure out what I'm going to do with the eggs and save the chicks for stamps. Just for now. I will live vicariously through Candy when she gets hers again. Yeah, for now. You guys, this was so much fun. Yeah, I'm really excited about the fresh eggs. I really appreciate everybody being here, all the support you've shown my business, especially my podcast. I can't wait to see those pictures. And Cynthia, I'm really hoping you'll post a picture of your project. It's already 9:30 Eastern time. It's about time for me to sign off. I was going to call this the Late Night Crafty Club, but let's be honest, I'm not going to make it after a week at work. And with Blue Springs tomorrow, I have to resist the urge to stay up all night and craft. Big hugs, friends. I'll post some pictures, maybe even some video tomorrow. And please don't forget to go get your printable. There's a link here in the chat. Or if you need something, let me know. I can send you the link. And I will look to post a picture of the Country Rooster card. No worries, Candy. I'm just glad you were here. Joanne, thank you so much. Good night, everybody.